The Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Lepper.
Time keeps marching on and crickets continue to chirp as far as high school sports competitions are concerned in Illinois. The IHSA is still stuck in a holding pattern, waiting to get further information from the Illinois Department of Public Health. The IHSA's next board meeting is next Wednesday, January 13th. The board is trying to arrange a meeting with the Department of Public Health before that date. Now, as you know, the winter sports season never got off the ground like it was supposed to in November. All sports were paused because of another uptick in coronavirus. The start of the fall sports that were pushed to the spring, including football, is now less than 2 months away. Everyone is getting antsy, from coaches to players to parents. It's becoming obvious that we are running out of time to hold all three winter, fall, and spring sports. In fact, I don't see any way they can all be held now, even with the spring sports being pushed deep into June. The way I see it is the IHSA has three options. One is to scrap the winter sports season, especially since we're not likely to see any movement here on competitions until late this month at the earliest. Cancel the winter sports season and stick with the target date of an early March start for football, volleyball, and the other fall sports that were pushed back, then dive into spring sports. The second option is hold a condensed winter season and scrap the fall sports. That might be logical because the fall sports have already been thrown off kilter, getting pushed to March. Plus, small schools might not have enough football players to field teams because some of their best athletes will opt out to prepare for their preferred spring sports. The third option is to scrap both the winter sports and fall sports seasons and proceed with a full schedule of spring sports. The spring sports will be the last to get cut for two reasons. One, spring sports are the safest because most of them are held outdoors. Athletes in softball and baseball are naturally distanced, plus those sports in track and field involve very little contact. Also, it would be fitting for spring sports to be held because those are the only sports that got wiped out by COVID the last school year. At least athletes in those sports wouldn't miss out on 2 years of competing. Sadly, none of these options is a good option, especially for the teenagers who compete in them. We can hope for all three sports seasons still, but realistically, my gut tells me we might only see spring sports. That's my take. We'll be right back.